Oh, on a different note, I don't really follow like the royal politics. I think it's one of
Hmm,
the royals
neither
seem
do
like their
I.
version of the Kardashians to me in some way. It seems gross. Really, the way the media acts is the gross part, though. Like Prince Andrew aside, like they've been the grosser side of that relationship generationally. Like they killed Princess Diana, as far as I'm concerned. Not that I, like whatever. But more recently with the Prince Andrew sexual stuff with the Jeffrey Epstein and everything. The Queen, like a month or two before she died, took away like he was no longer allowed to call himself His Royal Highness. She like took that away, and then she like called her boys at the Navy or whatever, and took away all of his fake like military awards and they actually might have not been fake. That dude probably served in World War II. Like odds are they
I don't
anyway,
think he's
took all
quite
that
that
shit
old.
away too. Took all that shit. He is absolutely the queen. I mean, the queen was in World. All right, you're right because the queen was in World War II. So
Maybe he was
her
in
son
Vietnam.
wouldn't. Her son wouldn't be. Yeah, they
Yeah,
probably stationed
he
him
got
somewhere. He
stripped.
got to kill some
And
yellow people.
the new king now kicked him out of the palace. He's no longer welcome on the royal grounds.
That's what I was gonna say. And they made a big story of this, Woody. They were like, Prince Andrew has lost his suite at Buckingham Palace, where he's lived like forever. And apparently it's like super pimp. I don't think it's like some nice bedroom. I think it's
Mhm.
like a huge wing of a palace. And basically he's been kicked out of it. And they were like, now he'll have to reside at his other palace at St. James. Ha ha ha! That bitch. And it's like, whoa, whoa,
Tragedy.
whoa. You're sitting and I think it was St. James Palace. I read it like this morning, and I just had sustained a bit of a head injury as I went down the stairs, so my memory might not be with me. But Zach, could you find us a picture if that's true of like St. James Palace or whatever palace he has to live in now? Because Reddit was like a win for the good guys, and nobody was focusing on the fact that he now has to move to his other palace.
I, I wonder if Buckingham Palace is a nice place to live.
It's
They're doing a
Like,
$400 million renovation right now.
I'm
yeah, it's
not
got to be
doubting
pretty good.
I'm not doubting that it's a great building. I'm wondering if it's a great lifestyle. Can you walk
Hmm.
out of it and just go places? How's the parking? Is it like staying at a hotel where it's kind of a pain in the ass to get to your car? I guess there's staff that takes you your car. Is that a pain in the ass to have like valet service? I kind of like my car right in the driveway. It couldn't be more convenient. It's not too far from the kitchen. That looks nice.
Looks
You
like
Um,
you'd enjoy
silly
St.
peasant,
James
and you're
Palace there. I
driving. He drives himself. What a commoner.
like how many
I,
Range Rovers is that?
right? I just wonder if living in Buckingham Palace is like a cool lifestyle, or does it kind of
Oh
suck? Are
yeah.
you a little
No,
captive
Let
where
me say
there's
this.
cameras
absolutely
on every
cool.
window?
You get a private chef. Oh my God.
Nah,
You
I
get
eat the same
everything
thing.
is
I have a
private and
private
like
chef.
Dude, imagine if
yeah,
you woke up at 2 in the morning and you were just like, I want a whole Thanksgiving dinner. Your private chef has to make that happen. Imagine getting stoned and any fantasy food you think of, they just have to deliver as soon as they possibly can. That's
no,
life in
forget all
Buckingham
that.
Palace.
Imagine if your Rolls-Royce limousine pulls up to like over to some attractive ladies and you lean out no matter what the fuck you look like and you say, "Good evening, ladies. The prince wanted to know if you'd like to go to the palace with him tonight. He's having a few select friends and people over and he wanted to know, he saw you and you're very striking. Would you like to join him for the evening?" There ain't no fucking way them girls are not getting into that Rolls Royce limo to go to the palace, right? Right?
Oh, no,
Isn't
you're
that literally every
100%
girl's
right.
dream growing up, or at least what Disney told me it was?
Swept
Like every
away
little girl
by
that I
Prince
grew up with
Charming.
had one.
To be clear, these girls will put out in this scenario,
I don't fucking know. I would imagine
right?
because of the implication.
High
Once you're behind those
probability.
gates,
Because like I am, I don't, maybe not beautiful girls, young ones, or whatever, but like I'm not short on people to go to lunch with. I could call a friend. Like it's not like like I have problems getting company. What is
huh?
the bonus for getting
Yeah,
these
but
girls if he's
they're not
getting
going to eat your ass
He's going
and
to
play with your
fuck them,
balls at the
Woody.
same
He's
that?
going to
I
time.
fuck them. Did
understand,
I
and we said we weren't sure, but that's
Well,
the
I'm not sure
clarity I
if every
needed.
single what I mean to say is I don't
Okay.
know, this is 100 for 100 shot here that every girl that you pull over is gonna hop in and blow the prince. What I'm saying, I say it's gotta work 75, 80% of the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
If it's a single
shucks.
young lady who's like, "Really? The prince wants me to go to the palace?" I think we're implying I'm gonna fuck him, huh? Well, if you're lucky, madam. Well, let's fingers crossed, bitch, and she's getting in. Like I gotta believe that. I gotta believe that. lady that listens, let
The
me
one.
know. If not Prince Andrew himself, because he's like decrepit, but like Prince Charles from like his heyday. If that big eared cocksucker pulled over in his limo and was like, "Would you like to go to the palace to my suite?" You'd pile in there, right?
My mind is on. Well, he has enough money that he could get one of those like high end escorts. I forget
They do.
there was a New York politician who had an escort who was like $12,000 a night. I forget her name.
The New York Madam? No, that was the one that committed suicide.
Well, if you remember, it's sort of funny you say that, Woody, because that is what Jeffrey Epstein was kind of operating as, is sort of that middleman who gets you a girl. They said those girls were getting paid $300. I don't know if they were if Prince Andrew had to pay for anything. The way the story was told,
Elliot Spitzer. I'm sorry.
They had sort of sold it to that girl. The girl was one underage girl was like telling another that like, yeah, I got to fuck the prince. Like, yeah, they let me have sex with him. Yeah,
that's the problem with this industry. Like, you think it's cool, and in theory, like libertarianly, should be legal to just hire high-end escorts if you're rich, or like. But then everybody that works in that business, they all traffic people and they do horrible things with underage girls. And there's no, because if you think about it, if you're running the escort agency for the royals, are you just picking up Insta models, or are you gonna be the really horrible guy that can fulfill any request?
So that was what
Epstein was for.
Here's the problem: if you pay, I don't even know, $300, $500 for an escort, then you're getting the kind of person that you're talking about, right? Someone who will fuck you for $200 is not someone you want to fuck. However, someone who will fuck you for $12,000, she has a master's degree. She is beautiful. She is wearing their tight black skin or dress or whatever, and selling herself for $12,000 to people who are connected, rich, and powerful, like Elliot Spitzer was.
I think when I hear that there's a $12,000 a night prostitute, it's in the same vein as like a $5,000 a shot whiskey or something. It's just silliness. It's just silliness.
It's just over.
Nobody's flying in and dropping $12,000 to.
You're her
somebody.
Only client.
That's a different scenario. Maybe. She's not a prostitute anymore. She's
a sugar baby.
She just doesn't have to do 5 tricks a day. It's a couple of months.
You call that, Woody?
A wife.
A wife. Call that a wife. Oh, you pay her $12,000 a month and she fucks you. That's your wife. Not your wife. Every wife who's done her job. Every happy wife.